And we are alive. Okay? We're alive. So, I've been a little sick today, so things were a little slow. Almost forgot to do the live, but this is important. Um, yeah, shit. Crazy headache, but we're gonna get through this. All right. So, as per the title, the Dollar Shave Club ad. Arguably one of the most famous ads uh, in the world because of its story. Um, Small company makes an ad that cost about 5,000. Quickly dominates and becomes a major competitor to Gillette. How'd they do it? And it all happened because the virality of one video boosted their entire brand up. Dollar Shave Club. And if you watch the ad, it's very interesting. It's very entertaining. It's very entertaining. It's kind of very, the humor is, I'd argue, relative to the time, but it's still, I think it still works well. Kind of has like a sitcom vibe. Um, yeah, very funny and very well crafted. No, apart from like the like random comedy bits that feel a little like that are a little off script, but just are like a kind of addition. It's not like complete randomness. It's always like a joke that's very related and kind of adds to the story. And so there's no randomness. It's very concise. I did like a breakdown of the entire script, and I went through it, and I looked at each line and each bit of action, and yeah, there's not a wasted word. There's not a wasted second. It's it's incredibly. I feel like I just said the word, but I'm trying to remember it again. Um, it's incredibly purposeful. Everything in it is purposeful. Um, and I feel like there's something to learn about advertising from it. It's kind of a master class because it's written so well. In about a minute 33, that's how long it is, they managed to really plaster in all the unique selling points of their company. They managed to squash any objections, and they managed to create a really cool vibe, a really cool introduction to the brand, really well done branding, like like his like the founder, his office is like inside of a warehouse, so it's like immediate small business vibe. and he's kind of wearing like a dress shirt and a tie, and it's very like, kind of working class, and they kind of keep adding to that throughout, and all the main points are there, but even the kind of indirect points, the little stories about the great grandfather used only one blade, and he and he had polio. Uh, so I believe the line was, "Your handsome ass grandfather only had one blade, and he had polio." Kind of, even that joke is so well crafted. Kind of highlights some very important selling points of the product. It's like everything's incredibly intentional. That's the word. Silly. Everything is very intentional, and it's done very well. And obviously, there's a lot of companies that have tried to copy that, and we're not looking to copy, but we're looking at the way it's written. And the written word is so concise, and it's so well done that it's kind of like, if you break it down to its core, it's very applicable to advertising as a whole. The kind of components of a sales argument used, how they're used, it's very well done, and there's something to be learned. So I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down because at no point does he like, he doesn't tell you what to do. Like, he tells you, like, get these savings, but he never tells you to, like, get these blades, right? It's always everything is very indirect, and I think that kind of links into what I was talking about yesterday from the Hook Point book, um, about, you don't want to sell, you want them to buy. So whenever there's a call to action, it's always indirect, and kind of gives you a positive of it always kind of gives you a negative you'd be going away from, right? So it does a great job at highlighting the things that are negative about the product, about their competitors, and why their USP, their unique selling point, is so important, and why it's important for you. And of course, there's like, the ad got famous because of a lot of various reasons that made it kind of viral, but capturing that virality, but in a way where people actually resonate with the product and go ahead and purchase. It's a no-brainer to swap from like $10, $20 shaving kits and expensive razors to $1, which is insanity, right? That's a crazy change in consumer cost, and the fact that it actually makes the process of getting shaving blades much easier, and it makes the structure of it presents that argument so well that it's kind of a really good case study. It's a really good thing to study because our most advertising, sales, attention, it's all to do with eyes on screen. And in terms of eyes on screen, short form content is kind of where it's at. It's a great way of getting attention. And obviously, a lot of a lot of apps that do short form content, they kind of stop at the minute mark, and I think TikTok does longer, but like generally speaking, you don't want to do longer than a minute unless, you're a brand that knows it can get that kind of viewing. So it's interesting because it's kind of because it's such a well done ad. It's and although the humor may have become a little dated, um, it's still funny. It's just like, oh yeah, okay, you know, like yeah, that's funny, or I can see why that's funny, So no qualms with the actual humor. This everything else is just kind of timeless about it. It's very hyper focused on getting its point across while seeming casual, and it does it so well that you don't notice that you're being presented with such an amazing sales argument, right? It just feels like a little bit all over the place, feels a little goofy, and it's like a good product. But if you break it down, it does some very like impressive things with the way it structures its components and the way everything kind of flows. And so yeah, I've been studying that, and I've been seeing what about it is so useful as someone who wants to learn how to garner attention, you know, a student of attention, if you will. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. Been a little sick, but not too sick. Okay. It is hot on this balcony. Like I am sweating. You can't see it here, but everywhere else, I'm just mostly my upper body, but crazy hot. But yes, Dollar Shave Club is a good study. I think if you're thinking about attention, that's a good thing to study. Obviously, it has to be translated into the medium of what works today. A YouTube video doesn't have the same pull as a short. So obviously, we want to stay at the shorts level for the most organic reach. And yeah, so I'm just working on seeing what I can take from the Dollar Shave Club ad, or if it feels incomplete of a process, maybe I'll try to look for other ads, other type of content, anything with a great hook point that I can learn from. I realize I don't have to be like so close to the camera because I've got this now. I didn't think about that, but yeah, interesting. Gonna get into studying about that, and I want to try and make some ads, like some concepts. I think that'll get me into a better understanding of what I can do with that knowledge, like from the dollar ship, like attempt to recreate it using like the kind of very basic core components I've recognized, and obviously not the structure, and try to translate that into new world media and see what I can do with it with the equipment at hand. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. Trying to read more of Hook Point, but this headache it's not good to focus with this. But yeah, let's see. Let's see. This is going to be probably the shortest stream, just because I'm very tired and I've got a headache. But I haven't even done the sound check, so I'm not even sure how much of this is getting through. But hopefully enough. So hopefully enough, but we'll see. Not been making shorts because I've been busy on more research stuff, studying. So that needs to be improved. I'm dehydrated now. But yeah, Dollar Shave Club, great ad. Squatty Potty's another one. I don't remember how it goes, but that one did a lot of that one did quite well as well. And so if I need more, I'll probably go to that one as well. There's plenty of other ones like there's Old Spice, but that's like a well established brand, so it's hard to take from that. It's good to take. Um, it's good to take from whatever worked for the fringes, like of experimentation. Experimentation that pays off usually highlights something insightful about the core principle of whatever it is that you're doing, you know? And whoever copies that, they're just writing off a trend or a new thing that they found. But when you're experimenting, you have to stick to core principles, and you have to really go hard at the really difficult stuff. And it's like creating something new. So there's a lot more thinking, a lot more iterating, a lot more work that goes into it. So unfortunately, it's a little bit harder, but the what you get out at the end is you know margins larger, but infinitely more satisfying. Because it's not like you're copying someone's format, but you're creating it, and you can kind of generally figure out you know a solution to any problem. Um, and because the world is constantly changing, there will always be ways, new ways, constantly, on how you can get people's attention. So, uh, you know, if I'm studying Dollar Shave Club, I also have to look at, you know, the year it was released and what was going on and why that became such a cultural moment. Like, I remember someone talking about the Dollar Shave Club ad a while ago, but, I didn't know what it was. And now that I know what it is, it's like, oh, okay. This guy just decided to talk to me about an advertisement. Someone wanted to talk to me about an ad and how good it was, and that makes you think. It's like, okay, entertainment, pure entertainment, movies, shows. I get that. It's like, okay, I like the story, But when something is made purely to sell something to you, and people are talking about it like it's a piece of entertainment media, like a movie or like a song, you've got something special on your hands. So things like that are interesting. And it's hard to know where public opinion will spark interest. And that's what makes it so, that's what makes it seem like luck. Luck is just what we call events that we don't have the computation to attribute any sort of success to any variable to. It's like if something is too complicated to understand why it happens, it's like, oh, it's luck or just shit happens. So, but it can be studied and it can be architectured if you stare at the image long enough. So, I'm going to go stare at that image, see what pops out. Yeah. That's a little update, little Dollar Shave Club's ad explanation. Yeah, always look at what experimentation people did and why it worked, right? Because why the experiment worked will give you amazing insight into what you should be doing. So, yeah, we're going to go get some insight and some more insight and some more insight and some more insight. And we're going to keep getting more insight, more. We've got a bunch of insight now, but we're going to get more insight, right? Because you can always have more insight. And that's the thing when you're experimenting. If you create a new form of grabbing attention, it'll work only for so long because the internet has amnesia. So give it a month. Well, depending on how much of a cultural impact it has, it could last a day, it could last a week, a month, a year, maximum. But after that, people will generally move on. It's not like John Cena's meme about him not being visible. That's just a freak of nature. That still exists. But that only exists because John Cena exists, still in the public eye. You know? So, yeah. Insight, insight, insight. What can you find that's unique in something that you can observe? Like, what do you see? What did you find? An idea forms. Like, maybe this could work if I take a little piece of that, or whatever I understood is the an important factor of that, and mix it up, put it into a new format, uh, where to the point where it's completely unrecognizable from the inspiration, but the core concept that you took from it is still underneath. So yeah, we're gonna work on that. But yeah, hopefully I feel better tomorrow to get some good shit done. Yeah, I'm gonna end it there. Short one, unfortunately, but yeah, be good, do good things, subscribe, and good things happen. And I'll see you tomorrow.